All right, this formula on the board here, K equals 1/2 mv squared. I did it in blue for some reason. Excuse me. Probably should have done it in black. And so K equals 1/2 mv squared. Not the most beautiful right over, but I want to emphasize the fact that the kinetic energy is equal to 1/2 times the mass times the speed squared. So this is the one formula I expect you to have down pat. So 30 years from now, if I run across you in the street after we do exchange names and you go, oh yeah, and I say how much I remember of you, and you say how much you love this class, I should be able to ask you what is the formula for kinetic energy, and you should know it. Now, if this were class time, there'd be various points in the semester, and for the 152 course where I would go, hey, what's the formula for kinetic energy? And in unison, you would all say 1/2 mv squared. So 1/2 mv squared. Now, the reason why I want you to have this memorized is that all the other formulas that we deal with here, as you get into further, more advanced physics, you find that there's some tweaks to it. Like F equals ma is actually a specific case of a more generalized formula, which we do address with momentum. But the more generalized formula is that force is equal to the change in momentum over the change in time, or for a calculus version, dp dt. If you don't understand that notation, don't worry about it, unless, of course, this is the 251, in which case, yeah, you should know that. So we have K is equal to 1/2 mv squared, so this is an example of Newton's second law is actually a specific case of this more generalized formula. That this allows changes in mass. But this one, you're working on your PhD dissertation, or you're working on your Nobel Prize winning work in physics, this formula still holds true. So 1/2 mv squared. Now it gets a little funky in the fact that m has some issues, but this is still an equation that's going to last. So there are various times during videos I'm going to go, and the formula for kinetic energy is, and then I point to the camera, assuming that you will immediately, gut reaction, just go 1/2 mv squared, because you should know that formula.